All right, so welcome to this week's Unikernel application spotlight. This week we're looking at Omnisearch. Omnisearch is a modern, lightweight meta search engine with a clean design written in C. So what do they mean by meta search? Meta search is basically if you wanted to take the results of a Google search, take the results of a DuckDuckGo search, take the results of a Bing search, combine them all together, and then present them in a different manner. So that's one thing. Probably the end goal, at least for this person, was by looking at the code and so forth. There's probably a desire to kind of strip away a lot of the cookies and crap like that as well. Just to give a more anonymous, more kind of better browsing experience, and we'll get into where the code shows that. But yeah, it's written in C. It's self-hosted. It's not like on GitHub. It's here on this Barat Monster site. If you want the package, you can go get it here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. Basically, we'll demo it real quick. So it boots up. It loads some locales. It's listed on 5,000. It sets worker threads to the number of vCPU that it sees. By default, Ops just has I guess the 2. And then it's up and running, right? So you can say, hey, I want to search for cats. And then what it does is it goes out to all the different search engines that it's configured to look for. It does that. You can see it tried to go to Yahoo but failed. DuckDuckGo, start page, Mojek. I've never even heard of Mojik. And it gets you your results. Even has the little images, so you can get all these cat pictures. In a nutshell, that's what it does, right? Has this little configuration, tells you which ones you want to search for, what language, yada yada. And you can see all these different routes. Okay, so underneath this is a web application, right? So what they're using here is another application framework that they wrote called Beaker. And this is a very dead simple, way to write a web app in C. Let's take a look at that. So this is an example of Beaker. This is a dependency of this application, and we pull it up. And as you can see, if you follow along my video tutorials, this is about the same size as a lot of the Go Unikernel tutorials that we have. It's like 10, 15 lines of code. So I find this pretty cool because it's, typically if you're gonna write some web app in C, a lot of people push you to just kind of do it yourself, which if you want total control, okay, but sometimes you just want a web app, right? But you still want it in C. And so this is kind of a cool little framework that could deserve some more attention here. But yeah, let's go ahead into Omnisearch. And just to take it a little bit different in this video, I thought it might be interesting to look at some of the actual code. So if we pop into source here, our main, we pull this guy up, and as you can see right here, this is where we jump into basically. There's only a few dependencies here. We got curl, we've got libxml, and we've got Beaker. And I think that might be it. There might be something else, but I think that's basically the big ones, right? Yeah, it does all this config. It sets up a cache. So if you're searching for the same stuff, it's going to cache it. You set your routes. Let's go ahead and look at this results handler. So we search for this guy. It's in obviously routes. And we pull it up. All right, so this is what one of these routes would look like. And basically it tries to figure out which search engine you're looking for. It defaults to all of them, and then it breaks up the queries and so forth, and then it goes ahead and does your search. And if we scroll down here, here's your search jobs, where it tries to get all of them. And then we go ahead and either stuff it in the cache or look in the cache. We have some rate limiting code here, and we also have proxying code. So your cache, pretty simple caching code here, and then we also have the rate limiting, so we don't get banned or anything. Again, pretty simple. I wanted to show this code base because I thought it was extremely clean, and it was extremely readable. The proxy, as you can see here, it does have socks support, both socks 5 and normal socks, and so again, this is kind of what made me feel that this was more of a tool that the author wanted to get rid of all the tracking and crap like that, which makes a lot of sense. And so that, and then our utilities, which are pretty basic, some XML helping, some JSON helping, some HTTP client helping. But yeah, all in all, pretty basic. The package itself, I included a bunch of crap in it that got auto-linked. You probably don't need all of this stuff. You could probably clean up this package. Like I stuffed all this in because that's what LDD showed. I don't think it's all necessary though. So this is the actual root file system here. Like I said, these locales, static, so like the images and stuff, and then the templates, which is just the HTML. Relib Beaker, the certs, pretty straightforward. The actual binary itself is 140K. So like I said, if this got cleaned up, this package could probably be drilled down by quite a bit. Yeah, you want to get the package here, and this is Omnisearch running as a Go Unikernel. Till next time.